Reverend Edward William is an ordained minister, and he definitely needs no introduction. Did you know he is the longest serving TV speaker in India other than DGS Dinakaran? Did you know that? Did you even know that he is the longest serving MC on Christian Broadcasting Network after Pat Robertson? I've heard him when I was in Bible school. I heard his cassette once, and I fell in love with his preaching and the way he delivered the Word of God. So I've been waiting for this opportunity to listen to him in live. As you know, in our church, we tried before, but now this is the right opportunity for him to come and bring God's word to us. He lives in Bangalore. His wife, Christy Rose, is also a minister. She works and does ministry among eunuchs in Andhra Pradesh. He has two daughters, Shiny and Sharon. Today, they both are here with us. We are very glad they both joined us to celebrate along with us. Put your hands together and welcome Reverend Edward William as he comes on stage. We have a bouquet with which we want to honor him. Thank you. I can hold it. All right. Stage is yours.
Thank you. I wish I too had some prompters like the kids. When I was looking at them, I was just wondering how nice it would be to have prompters like that. When you are not able to say or not able to find words, there is somebody to help. But I believe that I have a different kind of prompter whom you can't see, but I can experience, I can listen, and that's what I'm going to deliver to you. It's fun when kids make mistake, but it's frustrating when the elders make a mistake. Is right? And G.K. Chesterton, who had 6 postdoctorates, said like this. After gaining so much knowledge, he was once interviewed, and he was asked this question. When was the time you learned the maximum? Do you know what he said? 75% of what I gained was before 3 years. 75% of what all I have gained was before 3 years. And the rest of the 25% I gained by watching the kids. That's what he said. So we get a lot when we look at the kids. And I was just trying to look at the mistakes they were trying to commit and the way they were trying to help each other. And from all those stories, I just want to put it together and see why we should believe or why we should look for a person from a different world. Somebody said like this, if I have to take a different route, art is the reflection. Music is the echo, and media is the voice that reveals why we are the way we are. Why we are the way we are. 3 things. Art is the reflection. Music is the voice. Music is the echo, and the media is the voice. What they were trying to say is this. Before I paint a picture on a paper or on a wall, the picture is in my brain. Before I sing a song, it's there in my heart. Before I publish a news, it's there in my soul. So, what you see outside is what is there inside your heart before. Why I'm making all this fuss? It's very simple. When you're born in this world, the first thing you did was this. You wept. You cried a lot. Do you know why you cried? Because your lungs craved for oxygen. If the oxygen is not given in 11 minutes, you will become a blue baby, and in the 12th minute, you will end. You will die. So you cried for oxygen because your lungs needed it. Maybe after half an hour, you again cried. Why? You cried because your tummy needed food. If you're not given food, again you will die. But as you grow up, after you reach 10 years, 12 years, you again cried. And at that time, probably you're not sure what for you're crying. I mean it. I mean it. The world is yet to know what for they're crying. You know, I'm not making a funny statement. And this is what people experience when they have gone to the pinnacle. Alexander the Great, who virtually conquered the whole world before he was 33, at the point of his death, invited his friend and said, I'm going to die. When I die, and when you carry my coffin, you do like this. Let there be 2 holes made to the coffin box, where my hands are spread out, where every people could see my empty hands, and a person walking before my coffin box with a placard saying, naked I came into this world, naked I leave this world. My friends, he virtually ruled the world, but he says, naked I came into this world, naked I leave this world. People are still searching for something that should satisfy the cry of the soul. The lungs cried, you gave oxygen. The tummy cried, you gave them food. But your soul is crying, what you're trying to give. Pete Sampras, the richest tennis player who had 14 Grand Slam awards, virtually got 19,726 crores from victories. At the end of his career, on August 23, 2003, in the evening at 5 o'clock, he played the last tennis game and he came out. When he was coming out, all the newspapers just blocked him and he was weeping at that time. They asked him, Pete, you have virtually become the king of the tennis world. Why are you weeping? Do you know what he said? From tomorrow, I don't know what for I have to live. Till today, I was living for the claps of the people. People clapped for me because I was winning. Tomorrow, I'm not going to play. I'm not going to win. And people are not going to clap for me. I don't know what for I'm living. He ruled the world as far as tennis is concerned. But his soul is empty. His soul is empty. My friends, that's the quest of every human being. Again, let me go back to the child story. When I was doing my 9th grade, I was taken to a movie by my school authorities. It was an animation story. Probably you might have watched it. And the name of the movie is called Gods Must Be Crazy. And I want to bring to you one event in that Gods Must Be Crazy. And the whole event is like this. There was a chopper that was flying over a forest in Africa. And the forest has the most remotest people living there. They never saw a chopper. They looked at it and they said, oh, God is going on his motorbike. That's how they looked at it. And this family, as they were crossing the forest, they just finished a Coca-Cola bottle. They just threw the empty bottle down and it fell there. And everybody there, the tribal people, were so frightened, they moved away. There was one guy who was bold enough, took a small stick and he tried to meddle with the bottle. Bottle did not do anything. He finally caught hold of the bottle and they thought it's a great achievement because he was holding something God has thrown down. And as they were jumping, as the bottle comes so close to the mouth, a whistle comes up. And then he shouts, do you know what is this? This is God's whistle. That's how he did. And after a couple of moves, there are a lot of things, I don't want to waste time. One day, one woman was trying to break open a coconut. And as she was trying to do it, unconsciously takes this bottle and hits the coconut. Do you know what happens? The coconut just breaks open. And do you know what she says? Hey, this is coconut breaker of God. God uses this to break the coconut. One day, 2 women wanted to break open a coconut. And they had a fight among themselves. In the process, one of the ladies who was having the bottle, she hits the head of the other lady. And that lady falls down and dies. Do you know what the people say? Hey, God wants to use this to kill people. It should not be with us. And they threw it off. Do you know why I'm making this statement? People tried to experiment with the soul. People tried to experiment with their life. And they're yet to find where they can find rest. Where they can find satisfaction. Recently, 4 months back, Shah Rukh Khan has crossed over Tom Cruise. He's now the richest actor living on the planet with 926 crores on his name. And in his interview with Karan Thapar, in his program called Coffee with Karan, he said like this, I was a lonely person before I came into movies. I'm still a lonely person even after coming into the movies. I don't have purpose. I don't have goal. Entertainment is the way to make my life going on. That's what this richest man, richest entertainer of the world says. He doesn't have meaning. He doesn't have purpose. He doesn't have goal. My friend, what makes our life complete? That's the question everybody has. My friends, there was a scientist by name Blaise Pascal. Blaise Pascal was an atheist. One day he was going on a cart that is driven by two horses. As he was going on that cart, he was about to cross a bridge. And this cart started falling into the water because one of the horses just jumped up. Blaise doesn't know how to swim. He was holding onto the cart and he started screaming, help, help. Somebody picked him up. Do you know when he came up? He said like this, oh man, what you need today is not science. What you need today is a Savior. My friends, at that moment, science was of no use. At that moment, what he needed was a Savior. My friends, are we not looking for a Savior? Do you know where I am drawing you to? Where from you got the idea of Superman? Where from you got the idea of Batman? Where from you got the idea of Spider-Man? When the world is facing a problem and no human being is able to solve it, are you not looking for somebody to come from a different planet to solve your problem? Where from you got that idea? Where from you got that art? Where from you got that song? Where from you got that concept of the Superman? Is it not from the soul that is having this quest that somebody should come and solve my problem? My friends, Indians are very great. Do you know why? Hebrews believed in life. Hebrews, that is Jews, believed in life. And Greeks believed in truth. Greeks believed in truth. Romans believed in glory. Romans believed in glory. But we Indians believed all the three. How do I know that? Ashatoma Sadgamaya. We believed in truth. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. We believed in glory. Mritshorma Amritangamaya. We believed in life. And then I'll get Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Now when you look at that prayer, what it says, when I look back into my past, I don't remember what I achieved. I only think about what I missed. I don't think about people appreciating me. I only think about people scolding me. That is confusing. Ashatoma Sadgamaya. Lead me from that kind of confusion into reality. That's my past. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. If you ask me, what is this mic for? To amplify my voice. What are these pets for? That enables me to see you better. What are the chairs for? For you to sit. What's this water for? For me to drink. You can give the definition for everything in this world, but when you have to look at yourself and ask, who are you and what for your living? Probably you don't have an answer. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. I am in darkness. Wherefrom I'm going to get the light? When I think about my future, the only question that comes into my mind is this. One day I have to leave this world. Where will I go? Is death the dead end? Is there something beyond? That's the question. These are the two questions. My past is guilty. My present is confusion. My future is uncertainty. When I have answer for all these three, I have Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Whom did we ask this question? To whom did we pray this? Is it to any other human being? No, it's to God. Why are we asking God to solve this problem? Why are we asking God to give us peace? Because we knew that no one in this world can give us peace. That's number one. Number two, outside we may be looking so victorious. Outside we may be looking glamorous. Outside we may be enjoying our life in a great way. But are we the same inside? I don't think so. How do I know? Shah Rukh, outside is glamorous, but inside is hollow. Outside is bubbly, but inside is boring. Let me give you this example. Bhagavad Gita, it's a conversation between two persons. One is Krishna, the one who runs the chariot, and the other one is Arjuna, who is sitting on the top. And both of them has different agendas. Krishna wants Arjuna to wage war. Arjuna wants to somehow escape it. So the conflict goes on for 18 long chapters, 720 dialogues or slokas. As they come to the Fagan, that is the 16th chapter, and in the 16th sloka, Arjuna says, I have a question. If you solve that, I'm sure I'm going to give my whatever you want me to do. Do you know what Arjuna said? Listen to this Sanskrit question Arjuna raises. Aneka chitta vibranto moha jala samavruta prashakta kama bogesha patanti narake asucho. There are so many attractive things in this world. When I want to do this, I have a lot of crazy ideas. When I'm doing this, I enjoy it. Once I finish it, I'm feeling gloomy. There are certain things in this world which has three characters. Before you do, you have a lot of enthusiasm. When you are doing, you are enjoying. After finishing it, you feel so disgusted why you did it. And that is called sin. And that is what actually is making us gloomy. What is sin? Basically, we tried various things that should fit us, but nothing fit us, but we actually led into a problem. In such a situation, who can solve our problem? My friends, somebody said like this. His name is C.S. Lewis. The word thirsty doesn't have meaning if there is no water in this world. The word hunger has no meaning if there is no food in this world. The word love has no meaning if there is no sex in this world. The word where is God doesn't have meaning if there is no God. So there must be a God. If there is a God, and if that God is sitting there, can I call him God? No. We are expecting him to come into this world to solve our problem. Now, if I have to take the Indian route, I would take like this. The oldest writings of the Indian religion is called Veda. There are 4 Vedas. For a long time, they were in their memories. And that is why it is called Smriti. 2,500 years ago, they decided to put it in a form of song. And that is why they called it as Shruti. That is 2,500 years from now. The first book that was made into Shruti was Rig Veda. And that is about the glory of God. The second is called Yajurveda. That is how we can pacify God when we go through some mistakes. And Yajurveda is all about religious customs you need to follow. The things you need to do in the various phases of your life. In that, there is one ritual which is actually the solution for the problem of whole humanity. And it is called Manava Kalyanam. Manava means human, Kalyanam means happiness. There is one puja, one yajna that gives peace to all humanity. You may be asking, sir, what is that puja? I would like to perform it. Well, for anybody to perform that puja, that person should have one character. And that character is, he should be sinless. My friends, who is sinless in this world? Everybody is sinful because of 2 reasons. Reason number 1, it got into me through my parents. And that is called Janma Papa. Sin through your birth. And the second one, through your deeds. That is your karma. In both cases, you are sinner. So in such a way, who can perform that puja? Yajurveda says, for that puja to be performed, God himself should become man. That's amazing. If God has to become man, how do I know that this is God? They gave certain signs that God should have. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 1,000. And all the 1,000 put in the form of a song. It is called Sahasra Nama Prarthana. Sahasra means 1,000. Nama means name. Prarthana means a song. It's a huge song having 1,000 characters that person should have. I want to give to you the top 7, which you can easily understand if you are an Indian. It goes like this. Om Sri Brahmaputraya Namaha. Om Sri Kanya Sutaya Namaha. Om Sri Daridra Narayana Namaha. Om Sri Vriksha Silaya Namaha. Om Sri Panchagaya Namaha. Om Sri Mrutyunjaya Namaha. Om Sri Dakshina Murti Namaha. Om Sri Vidrushtaya Namaha. Om Sri Namaha in the Indian custom is to praise and worship somebody. The middle word is the actual character. Brahma Putra. You can easily understand. Brahma means the creator and Putra means son. Creator God is Nirguna. Nirguna means the one who doesn't have a character. The one who doesn't have a body. The one who doesn't have a body cannot have a sex. When he cannot have a sex, he cannot have a biological son. What does the son here means? The son here means is not the biological son, the one who has the same essence. The same essence. That is the meaning. So, Brahmaputra means he is the one who is like the father. Same essence, same content. That's number one. Om Sri Kanya Sutaya Namaha. Kanya means virgin. Sutaya means son. He must be born to a virgin. Why to a virgin? I get my surname from my father. I get my property from my father. So the genetic or the gene or the seed comes from the daddy. So if that seed is removed, Janma Papa would be missing. That is the second attribute they were looking in the Vedas. The third one is Om Sri Daridra Narayana Namaha. You know Narayana. Narayana is the one who is seated on the throne, who is seated on the hill, who has all the pleasures of this world. But that Narayana should be willing to come down, stoop down and become a Daridra. Why? If he is not willing to come down, he cannot reach me who has fallen into the valley. God cannot sit there and give comments. God cannot sit there and give directions. He must be willing to come down and pick me up. And that is why the third concept comes, Daridra Narayana. The fourth one is Om Sri Vriksha Silaya Namaha. Vriksha means tree, Silaya means who was hanged. If you go to a butcher shop, what you find is this. Butcher has a log on which he cuts the meat. Is that right? To cut meat, what you have to use as a base is wood. So he must be killed on a wooden plank. That is what the fourth line says. Om Sri Pancha Gaya Namaha. Pancha means 5, Gaya means wounds. Why only 5 wounds? We commit mistakes only in 5 ways. What are the 5 ways? We hear what we should not. We see what we should not. We say what we should not. We touch what we should not. We feel what we should not. And according to the Vedas, these are called Pancha Indriya. These are the 5 ways you commit mistake. So there must be 5 kinds of punishment. That is why it says Pancha Gaya Namaha. The 6th one is Om Sri Mrutyunjaya Namaha. Mrutyu is death. Jaya means victorious. He must be victorious over death. Do you know the Indian game called Kabaddi? You know the Indian game called Kabaddi? When you are playing Kabaddi, when you go to the opposition court, what you have to do is this. You have to go to the opposition court, touch one of the members of the opposition, and then come back. Then only you can get a point. The same way, God who wanted to win over death, he must be able to go into the world of death, touch death, and come out and say, wow, I have achieved it. So from death into resurrection, that is what is needed to prove that he is our Savior. So these are the attributes that person should have according to Yajurveda. I'm not building up a story here. I'm not trying to fake it off, my friends. I'm not trying to make you dumb people. No, not at all. Now, if these are the characters you are looking in a person, who is that person? That's the question. Some of you who are here in this probably may think like this. This attribute, this God has. This attribute, this God has. It should not be like that. Why? Why it can't be like that? Just imagine I opened an office and I say like this. Hey, I want a personal secretary. My personal secretary should be 35 years old. My personal secretary should have a MA English degree. And my personal secretary should know how to operate computer. And if 3 people come there and say, this guy is 35, this guy has English MA, and this guy does know how to operate computer. Now, can you have all the 3 of us together and make a personal secretary? No, it's not possible. All the three in one person, all these 6 attributes in one person. Can you find out such a person in this world, my friend? My friend, I believe if such a person is there, he has to be only one. Why not be 2? Why not be 3? Think, apply your logic, my friends. If God is choosing a path to solve the human problem, it has to be only one path. Why not 2? He goes to the second one only when the first one fails. If there is a failure, then God is not almighty. If he is not almighty, I can't call him God. If God is mighty, he must choose only one path. There cannot be a second choice, my friends. There cannot be a second path. So what is that path God has chosen? See, our dreams, our imagination, our expectation, and the revelation, they mix up, and in the history, we find one person, and that person is Jesus Christ. I'm not saying it just to get a clap from you. There are some people now who can become so angry. Why only Jesus Christ? That's the question. How do you say it's Jesus Christ? Very quickly, I would like to apply the attributes which we have discussed now from Yajurveda and see if Jesus has those attributes. Number 1, Brahmaputra. He must be called the Son of God. Just now you saw the drama. And in the drama, Gabriel was speaking to Mary. And do you know what Gabriel said? The one who is going to be born to you is the Son of God. Angels declared that Jesus is Son of God. When Jesus Christ was in a place called Gerasene, he was meeting a person who is possessed with demons. When he was possessed with demons, the demons started shouting, "Hey, Son of God, what do you have with us? Why do you come to us?" Demons declared that he is Son of God. Let me give you the third reason why I believe he is Son of God. Here's a very interesting scene. The scene is this. The judge was sitting there, and Jesus, the culprit, was standing there. In a usual setup, in a court setup, it is the judge who asks the culprit to take an oath. But here, in that case, the judge himself takes the oath, and he says like this: "In the name of God, I'm taking the oath, and I'm asking you this question. Are you the Son of God? Are you the Son of God?" Do you know? It's a funny thing. And do you know, at that moment, Jesus says, "Yes, I am." You find it in Matthew chapter 26, verse 63. The moment he said that, one of the priests, he tore his outer garment and said, "Is this not sufficient for him to be killed?" Jesus was killed on the cross because he claimed to be God. That's number 1. Number 2, he must be born to a virgin. Bible clearly says that Mary was a virgin when she conceived. There is no doubt about it. And several years before this happened, the Veda said he must be born to a virgin. Exactly 500 years after the Bible was complete, 633 years after Jesus was born, Quran was written. In the book of Quran, which has 114 chapters, chapter 3, that is called Surah Miriam, verse 54, that is where Mary was addressed by Gabriel. And do you know what Gabriel says? "Hey, Mary, call him as Isa bin Maryam." In Arabic, Isa bin Maryam means son of Mary. Isa means Jesus, bin means son of, Miriam means Mary. Jesus was addressed 26 times in the book of Quran, and every time he was called as son of Mary, but not as son of Joseph, because Quran believes that he was born to a virgin. Veda demanded he must be born to a virgin. Bible says he is born to a virgin. My friends, I brought all the issues here. Number 3, he must be called as the one who is the richest, who came to the lowliest position. That is Daridra Narayana. In the book of Philippians, chapter 2, Paul was writing a song. And the song goes like this: "Hey, you are God. There is no doubt about it. You are equal to God. But you have decided to strip it off. And you decided to become a man. You decided to become a slave to the point of death. You are God who became slave. You are Narayana. You became Daridra." Why? It's very simple. Jesus was willing to come down to our level so that you and I can find comfort in him. how do you and I can find comfort in him? Just imagine, you go to Jesus Christ and look at Jesus. Jesus, I have a problem. I don't know whether you can understand or not. Jesus says, okay, come on, tell me, what's your problem? My problem is this. If an auto driver deceives me, it's okay. I'll forget about it. But if my father deceives me, if my friend deceives me, if my wife deceives me, if my close buddy deceives me, where should I go? That's my problem. And do you know what Jesus says? Hey, I can understand you. How, Jesus? Because I used to have 12 buddies. And do you know one of the buddies, at the end of 3.5 years of friendship, he kissed me and he sold me off for 30 rupees. I know what it means to be deceived by somebody whom you trust. I can understand you. Jesus, when you make a mistake, if somebody shows a finger, I can understand. You feel guilty. But you haven't made a mistake. And if everybody is showing a finger, how do you take it? Hey, I can understand you, man. How? I was standing beside Pilate. Hundreds of people are coming and they were throwing statements on me. And none of them are true. I took them all. I can understand you. Jesus, when somebody whom you love so much passes away, leaves you, dies, how do you feel? I know it is disgusting. How do you know, Jesus? Because I have a friend called Lazarus. When he died, I wept. I can understand that. Jesus, tomorrow I have to submit my report. Tomorrow I have to write my exam. Tomorrow I have to meet my boss. I'm having a lot of tension. Is it so? I can understand that. How do you understand that? See, tomorrow I have to die on the cross. And that night, I was spending in Gethsemane. It was horrible. Do you know? My sweat pores were not emitting sweat. They were actually emitting blood. Because my BP has shot up to 250. And I was going through a stress level which no human being can understand. My friend, I can understand all your problems because I went through all of them. That's amazing, Jesus. Having understood all those things, how do you solve a problem? 2 ways. It's very simple, I can say. The first one is this. Om Sri Vriksha Silaya Namaha. I want to die on the cross. I want to die on the wooden plank. Why? It's very simple. God being holy, He doesn't want to take sin light. God being loving, He doesn't want to just see you punished. What He did, He took the mistake you committed onto Him and He was willing to die on the cross. My friends, we are able to celebrate Christmas not because there was a star when Jesus was born. Not because the wise men from the east came and gave Him gifts. Not because of the shepherds who visited them. Not because of the angels who declared His birth. But because He was willing to die in your place and in my place. In book of Isaiah, which was written 700 years before Jesus was born, it says like this. By His strips, by His wounds, you are healed. You are healed. He took actually our mistake onto Him, our sin onto Him. You are actually transferring your problem onto Him. Let me give you this famous example so that you can understand. You know Hitler? Hitler wanted to eradicate all the Jews. He killed not less than 6 lakh Jews in a span of couple of years. Every day he was asking them to kill several thousand people. And there was a place called Auschwitz. At that place, there used to be a gas chamber. And in that gas chamber, people used to go there and stand for 2 minutes and poisonous gas is released. People just swallow it and they fall and die. And people were literally standing in line or queue to get into the gas chamber. There was a pastor by name Abraham Colby. And do you know what this Abraham Colby used to do? He used to pray for the people who are about to die and he used to comfort them. And do you know how he's going to comfort? He used to say like this, guys, anyhow, one day or other, we need to die. But thank God, you're going to die today and you know it. You better accept Jesus Christ as your personal Savior and that place will actually take you into heaven. So a lot of people used to pray and accept Jesus Christ. There were 4 guys on that day. And he was praying for all the 4 people. The 4th guy was crying a lot. He came to the 4th guy and he was trying to comfort him. And he said, hey, can't you understand? You're going to die. Why should you cry, man? Stop it. Do you know what he said? Sir, I'm not crying because I'm dying. My problem is something different. He said, what's your problem? He asked, what's your problem? See, a day before, my wife died there. And today I'm going to die. That's not a problem. We have an 11-year-old daughter who has both her legs problem with polio. She can't walk. She has to drag herself. And now if I die, who is going to take care of that baby? That's my problem. Abraham Colby felt a lot. He went to the jail superintendent and he said, "Sir, is there a way to get rid of that person? Just one person. This is the first time I'm coming to you with a request." The jail superintendent said, "It's not possible. It's not possible." He said, "Please, can you find a way? Can you find a way?" The jail superintendent said, "Oh, I can. It's very easy. If you can bring another Jew who is willing to die in his place, it's okay. Because for me, the number is important. For me, the number is important. Who is dying? It doesn't care. If you can bring a Jew, that's enough." Abraham Colby said, "Thank you, sir." And he went there. There were only 2 people left before this guy has to get into the gas chamber. He started pleading with him. "Do you know, I found a way to get you out of this scene." He said, "How?" "The only thing is this. Somebody should come and die in your place." That man laughs and says, "Sir, who will die in my place, sir? Who will die? Will anybody say, 'Yeah, come on, man, I will die in your place'? Come on, can you give me place?" Who will do that? It's impossible. Whom can we find? Abraham Colby says, "If you believe, I found a person. So tell me, what should I do?" "Nothing. Just move away and that guy will come and stand." There was only one guy left, 10 seconds left, and this man has to make a decision. He says, Abraham Colby says, "I'm giving you 10 seconds. My friends, if you are able to move away, I found a person." Finally, this guy decided to move off. Abraham Colby stood there and he was pulled in. And when Abraham Colby breathed in that poisonous gas, within 1 minute, he just collapsed and he died. This man, whose name we don't even know, looks at Abraham Colby and he shouts like that, "Sir, you are dying my death. I will continue to live your life." Do you know why I'm saying this, my friends? When Jesus died on the cross, that death is yours and mine. He died my death. He died your death. The word Jesus means he saves his people from their sin. He saves his people from their sin. Jesus came into this world to save you from your sin. For that, he was willing to die. And how do I know that Jesus died for my sin? He died, and on the 3rd day, he rose again. My friends, the real Christmas is not thinking about the star or the manger or the angels or Mary or Elizabeth or Joseph. My friends, it's all narrative which is needed. We can enjoy it. There's no doubt in it. But the real Christmas is allowing that Jesus Christ who died on the cross and rose again to come into your heart. That's true Christmas. You may be wondering, my life is dirty. My life is very bad. Will Jesus come into my heart? My friends, think about where Jesus was born. Jesus was never born in Apollo Hospital. Jesus was never born in a palace. Jesus was born in a manger where there were cattle, dung, dirty mosquitoes, bugs, dirty grass. In that place he was born. And do you know what he's trying to show through that? My friends, your life may be dirty, your life may be smelly, your life may be useless, but let me tell you one thing. If you allow me, I would like to come into your heart. And that's beautiful. This is the offer you have and I have, my friends. I took that offer long time back when I was at the point of committing suicide. I was a drug addict and I was not getting a drug for a day, and I was having spasmodic pain because my body got used to pethidine and morphine. Because I could not get an injection, I was so frustrated, I wanted to commit suicide. And that was November 3rd, 1984. At 8:07, I was about to jump on the railway track. That was the time my friend Suresh came, pulled me off, and on that day, he showed me Jesus Christ. And he said, "It is Jesus who can set your life right." And that day, I committed my life to Jesus Christ. And today I'm standing before you because if I die today, I will go to heaven. Jesus answered the 3 questions I asked. What about my past? Jesus says, I have taken care about them. What about my present? Jesus says, I will carry you further. What about my future? Jesus says, if you believe in me, you have passed over from death into eternity. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti is what I give. And that's what Jesus did, and he earned it by dying on the cross. My friends, I don't know to which religion you belong, to which region you belong, to which caste you belong, whether you are an educated person or an illiterate person. I don't care. If you are a human being, that's enough. Jesus died for you. If you have blood in your body flowing, my friends, Jesus shed his holy blood to cleanse your life, my friends. What all he's asking today is this: allow me to come into your heart. It is your option, my friend. It's your choice. And the ball is in your court. If you can say, Jesus, come into my heart, he will step into you, and that would be the true Christmas. Would you like to enjoy that Christmas today, my friends? If you want to do that, shall we all bow down our heads, close our eyes, just for a minute? Just for a minute. And think about our own lives. We might be looking bubbly outside, but is that true as far as our soul is concerned? Are we not craving for something inside that satisfies us? Are we not looking forward? Are we not searching, my friends? If you can come to Jesus Christ, that would be the end of the search. The simple thing you can do is this: Jesus, come into my heart. Change my life. Give me peace and satisfaction. Give me assurance that if I die today, I would be with you in heaven. That's a simple prayer, my friends. It's almost like talking to your friend. And if you can do it honestly, wholeheartedly, the Bible promises that Jesus will listen to you. He will forgive your sins, and he will give you that assurance. It's an experience you can go through, my friends. You got the logic, you got the reason, you got the history, you got the archaeology, you got the religion. Now you can have the experience when you invite that Jesus into your heart. Before I close in prayer, may I ask you this question? Is there anyone here who would like to say, Jesus, come into my heart and give me an experience? I don't know. If you have made up your mind to say that small prayer, Jesus, come into my heart, forgive me, give me a new beginning. Just simple prayer. If that's your desire, my friends, can you just put up your right hand and put it down, my friends? I would specifically pray for you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Is there anyone else? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. You can put it down. Want to give you one more chance. Is there anyone here who would like to say that prayer? That's good. We look to the Lord in prayer. Jesus, we thank you so much for this evening. Thank you so much for revealing to us that you have come into this world and it's serious business for you. You came into this world to save us. And you are so committed, you're willing to die in our place. Thank you so much, Lord. Thank you so much for making it clear to us this evening. Especially pray for those who made up their mind to invite you into their hearts. Probably some of them could not even put up their hands. But it doesn't matter, Master. You look at heart, not at the hands. If they have made up their mind, and if they have said this prayer, oh Father, I know that you have received them. Give them that assurance. Help them to have that experience, oh Master. I commit each and everyone who listened to this message this evening. Lord, it's my prayer, oh Father, that none of these people who are sitting here should miss the bus to the heaven. In Jesus' name we pray.